got me home, Mom. I can't breathe.
You have to eat the dream. You have to sleep the dream. You have to dream the dream.
A lot of y'all have been asking for this type of video, the Rell Talk videos, where I just basically get in front of the camera and I just talk about some of my childhood memories. If you're not familiar with the Rell Talk series, I'll put it right up here. That way you can go and check out some of the videos. This episode is going to be talking about my first experience and my first time smoking weed. Now, I did it when I was with my brother, and you got to keep in mind, I was only 10 years old. Yes, I know that's young. Just like when I lost my virginity, I was way too young, but having a big brother, you always wanted to live up, I don't know, try to impress your big brother. So I can remember the story. Like, he literally asked me one day, he was like, you want to smoke weed? And I was like, yeah, man. You know, trying to be cool in front of big brother. Yeah, man. He's like, do you really for real? I was like, yeah. Like, yeah, man, for real. He's like, all right, go outside and I'll be out there in a minute. I was like, all right. So I walked outside. I'm somewhat nervous, but I don't know what to expect. I don't even know what drugs are. I don't know nothing about weed. So he came outside and he made us sit in his car. And I don't even know whose car it is. That's what's crazy. Like, I don't know. It wasn't my mom or my dad's. I don't know whose car it is, but we sit in somebody's car. I don't know whose it is, but he made it feel like it was safe. So we sit in the car. And he had the joint. It was really pretty. I remember it was real fat. I was like, I just didn't know what to expect. You know what I mean? It looked like a big type of cigarette. So he lit it up, and I remember he lit it up, and he hit it. And keep in mind, every time that my brother hits it, this is what he's doing. He's okay, just like that. So I don't know what to do. So the first time he passed it to me, that's exactly what I did because I seen what he did. He's like, no, hit it. And I was like, okay, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? So I hit it like 2 or 3 times. Then I'd pass it back to him. I didn't feel nothing. I was like, oh man, this ain't nothing. So then he'd do his little famous sort of half hit, like his little fake hit, and then immediately pass it to me. So then I'd hit it. Of course, he'd make me hit at least 3 or 4 times. And again, after that, I still didn't feel nothing. So I passed it back to him. We did this probably like 4 to even 5, maybe even 6 times. But I remember that one time he was like, you ain't doing it right. Because he asked me, you feeling anything? I was like, nah, I don't feel nothing. And he was like, here, this time when you hit it, I want you to hold it in as long as you can. So he made me keep hitting it. I was already done. My lungs was full. He was like, no, keep hitting it. And I remember it, man, it just felt like fire or like some fire ants or something was in my lungs, man. It was just burning. I couldn't hold it no more. And I tried to blow it out and then I just coughed. And I'm telling you, it was at this point
that I knew that I was in trouble. I knew that life has really just changed this moment.
But see, I was too scared, or not necessarily scared, but embarrassed to let my big brother down, you know what I mean? So I didn't even say nothing. So I passed it back down and he's over here laughing already because he already knows that feeling that is upon me. He sees where I'm going. He sees where I'm headed. He don't pull me back. He pushed me towards the darkness. So anyway, so he goes back to his little fake kitten. He passed it to me again. And this time, now I'm starting to feel my heart. Okay, and even lie to you, I'm starting to feel a little nervous. Like my heart, I know it. I know my heart beats and I can feel it, but no, this was like some bass in a car. It was like da-doom, da-doom, and it almost felt like my heart was literally like the cartoons was coming outside of my shirt, like, you know what I mean? But I still didn't say nothing. So of course he made me hit it again until I coughed, and I coughed again, just ridiculous, man. And then I passed it back to him. By this time, the joint is about halfway gone, so I'm thinking, okay, we halfway done. I'm gonna make this. He did his fake little hit again, strength team, and he passed it right back to me again. And I hit it. And this time, this is where I went full blown blind. Like my eyes were like I couldn't, that's what I told him. I finally told him, I was like, do your eyes feel funny? He was like, no, my eyes are great. And I'm like, my eyes ain't great. It's like, I can't keep my eyes open. He was like, you gotta just look up as hard as you can, okay? That didn't help me, man. I was like, I still can't see. He's like, don't worry about it, hit it. I'm telling my brother, I can't see, and he said, don't worry about it, hit it. So what do? Of course, so I just went ahead and I hit it again. And every single time after that first time I coughed, every time that I hit it now, I don't know what happened to my lungs, but I was coughing every single time, and something was changing every single time that he passed it to me. So after I hit it this next time, that's when I was like, oh, look, I'm a man up, bro, I'm done. I feel weird, I just feel crazy. So I pass it back to him. So he does his little fake toke again. He passed it right back to me, and pretty much by this point, he's almost forcing me, man. I'm telling him that I'm feeling kind of weird, and he wants it. He wants me to get the maximum effect. I don't know if he was trying to scare me away from it, or if it was cool, somebody did it to him, and he's trying to pay it back on his little brother. I don't know what he was doing, but he just kept on passing it to me. So anyway, so I took it again, and I hit it, and this is when it really got crazy, because I think we was smoking around like 7 or 7:30 or something like that. So the sun was coming down. So when we started smoking, the sun was out. But now everything's starting to get dark. So you got to keep in mind, Sprint my heart, I'm talking about, my heart is beating. I'm talking about like I can hear my heart in my body. Like I can hear my heart literally in my head and my eyes. My eyes are extremely heavy. I mean, like, think about this. My heart's over there beat like this. My eyes are real heavy and everything's getting dark. So I'm almost borderline feeling like I'm tripping out. So I don't care what he's talking about. I'm done. I don't care about that. Were you wasting? Man, no, I ain't wasting nothing. I'm not telling you, you can't hit it and finish it, but I'm done. So anyway, so he didn't even want no more. That's what I'm saying. So he knew it was potent and he gonna do his little brother like that. 10 years old and like I thought him I was a kid. But anyway, so we get done and we get it out, open the doors. I mean, smoke everywhere. He's got me in this big old cloud, so we smelling like it. And I'm sitting there, even though I'm just miserably high out of my mind, I'm like, how are we gonna get back in the house without mama knowing? He looks at me with his little slick high look like he knew what he was doing. Like, I left the door open, bruh. Whatever, man. So we go up there and I'm telling you, every single step was just weird. It's like I could feel vibrations from my foot hitting the ground. It was like, I wasn't floating, but it's almost like, you know, when you go in the mall and you're riding up an escalator or something like that. It's kind of like that. It's like I was moving, but I wasn't moving. It's like I was moving effortlessly. And still, my heart is beating out of my chest. My eyes are pushing down. And by now, it is full-blown dark. So I'm just fully tripping. So by the time we walk up the steps and it's time to go into the house, he looked at me. He's like, listen, don't act funny. He's like, I left the door unlocked, so all I want you to do is just go in your room and just lay down and just chill. He's like, don't act the fool, because mama's gonna act the fool, so don't do none of that. I was like, bro, you know I ain't gonna do you like that. I ain't gonna say nothing to mama. Mama ain't gonna know I'm high. And listen, I am high out of my mind. Like he knows it. Like, he knows he's done started stuff. He knows he's in trouble. Like, he knows what's about to happen, but I don't even know what's about to happen. So by this time, he goes to the door to open the door.
The door is locked.
Oh my gosh. By this time, he's finally tripping down. He's like, oh gosh, the door is like, I was like, we can't go in there. We can't go in there. I'm already panicking. I was like, mama's going to know. Mama's going to go crazy. She's going to beat you and then she's going to beat me. And I can't be beat because I'm high. Like, I don't even feel right. Feel my heart, bro. He's like, man, he ain't trying to help me nothing. I'm trying to tell him my heart is about to explode. He don't want to hear none of that. So after we sit there and we looked at each other and probably was having a dumb conversation for a total of like 5 minutes, he built up some courage to knock on the door. And it's like mama knew it. It's like she was looking through the peepholes. I'm not even lying to you. By the time he hit one knock, mama opened the door. And I don't know what it was. Like, bro told me, he was like, man, do not say nothing. Don't tell on me. Don't do none of that. I don't know what it was, Stratego. I don't know what happened to me. It just came over me. Soon as mama opened the door, she looked at me. All I could do is... I went because I knew I was in trouble. So even though I was high and I was tripping, I exaggerated times a million. Like I can't breathe, I can't walk. I told him I didn't want to do it. He's like, get in here. And so she got me in there, put me in the shower, and I remember it to this day. My mother has beat my brother. Like, if she would have done that in these days and times, she probably would have been in prison. She has beat the brakes off of him. Like, it was like a little plastic bat. See, y'all kids nowadays, y'all don't know what a whipping is. Y'all might get grounded from your electronics or get a little smack on the button. No, parents back in the days, whatever they could grab or whatever they could find, that's what you're getting hit with. Whether it be a belt, a switch, a broom. This day, it was a plastic bat. I seen the bat the next day. It was all warped up. Just looks like somebody just folded it as many times as possible. And my brother was mad at me, man, for like months. He wouldn't let me go nowhere with him, man, because all I wanted to do was just hang out with my brother. You know what I mean? He had all the cool friends, the older that was going to the parties, that was doing all that, and he kicked me out the group. Like, I couldn't do nothing. I don't know if y'all had that type of experience y'all's first time getting high, but it was actually the first 2 times of me getting high was just ridiculous. The first 2 times, no exaggeration, I cried. How you want to get high and cry? I see everybody laughing and getting the munchies and be giggly. It was nothing like that. It was scary. It was like death. So basically, that's how the story ended. I mean, it was just crazy. And when I think about it now, me and my brother talk about it. We still laugh to this day, just because even my mom will bring it up. She was like, yeah, I try to tell you, leave that stuff alone. You think you're grown? I was 10 years old. I think about it now, like that's the age of my daughter. If my daughter got high at 10, I would break every bone in her body. It's just crazy. Like, my whole generation, man, we grew up way too fast. We were way ahead of our times. Like, it was just crazy. We got into stuff that we did not need to get into probably for 10 years after that. But we lived and we learned, you know what I mean? It's just experiences of life. But this was my first experience. If you are going to smoke, make sure it is safe. Make sure you ain't riding around, won't get you a charge or none of that. Just be safe about it. But like I'm saying, I'm not telling you that you should smoke. But if you're 18 and that's what you want to do, I would much rather, honestly, to see you be smoking instead of like snorting powder or doing all these crazy pills or shooting up all these man-made drugs or meth or any of that. But like I'm saying, one more time, I'm not telling you that you should smoke weed. I'm just telling you my first time and my first experience, and that is it.